Joe, not even Joe, Ian has been letting clips leak, quote unquote, on his Twitter or X page of Joe, Mel, Ish, Flip, all speaking in foreign languages. They could leave it up to YouTube to push that, or this is where I think Joe has been playing chess. Does he have a direct connect or a direct access to the media in these different countries? Because if he's dubbing all of these in these foreign languages and he has access to the media in these countries where these languages are dubbed to, what happens to ad space then?
Yo, you taking the Spanish shit and the Japanese shit on the road?
Huh?
Podcast you talking about?
What do you mean on the road?
Like, to the other demos.
Oh, like the clips you talking about? Oh.
Or
you meant
another
like on
or the pod.
literal road.
Oh, like the clips you talking about? Oh, or another or the pod.
Literal road. I'm trying some things.
Like you might be in Japan and they could be like, flip!
I'm trying some things. Tinkering around.
I got him. We got him.
And that's like a slow build type of thing anyway.
Got you. Slow.
Like that'll take some time.
Slow. Word.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm with you.
What y'all want to do? Like ask Joe? What y'all got to ask me?
I was just asking.
They
did.
We asked you nothing.
We had on the board.
Hey, yo, big dog, we asked you nothing.
We had on the board Biggie in Spanish, and they did Juicy over in Spanish.
How we go? It's funny?
Hilarious.
I'm sure it is.
It's not funny to me, but it's funny.
Send it to Park so he
the
can play
dog's
it.
good, baby.
This was
You know Spanish, yo? Oh, yeah, nah, it wasn't funny to me. So I was just saying how far you was going to take. You know what I mean? We might be on this in South America.
Hopefully.
True.
Shit.
True.
That'll be nice.
Nah, word, true. It's peace.
I think Joe's about to re-rock the shit out of this podcast to all the different foreign markets. And if they're implementing the dubs being over their co-host faces, I think it's game over. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of its co-hosts on and off the pod. Well, it looks like and sounds like Ish has been watching the content, so salute to Ish. But at the same token, it was eerily silent when he was speaking on this. Joe had his head down. Parks, of course, tried to chime in and change the subject. Flip even looked flabbergasted. It's as if they weren't paying attention to Ian's Twitter feed. Joe was trying to push it to the side by saying clips, but Ish wasn't having it, or the pod. And the only reason I'm thinking Ish is watching my shit is because I'm the only one saying not just to put it on YouTube, talking about actually testing the foreign market. Who's to say he hasn't already been doing it? Notice Ish said slow. Notice he's trying to point these things out, and the rest of the cast was looking crazy. They didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So yeah, he's quote unquote testing some things out, or the test is already in play. Go check out Mr. Beast's page. He made a video on his main page speaking about how he's going to reach out to all the other demos. But if you check his page, there's not a YouTube or a Mr. Beast Indonesia. There's not a Mr. Beast South America. There's not a Mr. Beast any other country on his page. So how is it distributed? Maybe Joe already has those people in his pocket. So who's to say that this is something that is starting a new phase or has already been implemented? And I'm not trying to be Mr. Conspiratorial, man, but it seems like that's my bag until it comes to fruition. I'm glad Ish is pointing this out because I need to talk to my lawyer about this. This is something that I would have to talk to my lawyer about. And a lot of people are saying that I'm bringing things up that are trying to break up the pod. No, I love this pod, just like y'all love this pod. And if y'all didn't love the pod like I love the pod, y'all wouldn't listen or watch my content, because that's all I speak about. But it doesn't mean we can't critique some things or point some things out that we think are messed up. So, yes, if I'm being, let's say, compensated for all the work that I'm doing on the podcast, but only from the American dollar, I got some questions. And I can't say or speak on what's been implemented in contracts or the stipulations that they have or what they agreed upon, but you're only agreeing upon what you know. So, inquiring minds, if y'all watched Joe Budden for years, y'all know whenever he was going on the Spotify rants, when he was speaking on the foul things that the businesses were doing, he wasn't looking at it like it was foul. He never once looked at this shit like it was foul. He just learned from it. And because it's legal, you don't go in business thinking ethically. So because it's legal, he learned the tricks of the trade. And now he's applying these same tricks of the trade to the podcast industry. He said it himself. Podcasting is a new game. I came from the music genre. I already know all the games the labels play. That does not mean I'm not willing to play the same games. So what happens when Ish, because he travels a lot, what happened when he goes to Bali and he sees the podcast looking as if he spoke the native language? Because I said it on that video, if y'all go check it out. The AI, and this is why Ian posted it to his Twitter, the AI lips looked like the actual lips of the crew, of the cast members. It did not look like a voice actor that was dubbed over them. Think about that. So how many episodes back can Joe go with that technology? And if you already have the connections overseas, who's to say it hasn't already been implemented? So that's why I brought that up as a point of contention. Of course, I want to see the expansion of the Joe Budden brand. This is not a knock to Joe Budden. I'm Team Joe. But I'm also Team Ish. I'm also Team Ice. I'm also Team Flip. I'm also Team Mel sometimes. I want everybody to get treated accordingly. And one thing that I have noted, because Flip and Mel are going through their contract negotiations on air. Not really, but like they'll beef about stipulations Flip has in his contract that Mel doesn't. One thing I have noted is that, specifically and particularly women, whenever there's beef with the numbers, hey, how come he's getting $10 million for this film and I'm getting 1.5? They speak on it. So how are y'all supposed to get things implemented in the contract to your favor if you aren't willing to speak up for your other co-host and y'all come in an alliance and an agreement and in essence go on strike? But that's not what I'm calling for by any means. That's not what I'm calling for. I'm just trying to bring light to the situation. It's one thing to be doing everything from the pod in a foreign language, but it's another when you're getting compensated for it. And I don't want to hear that I spent money on it to implement it. Well, had I known this was part of the play, who's to say I wouldn't put money in it too? I understand how business works, but when I'm the intellectual property, me, the person, I'm going to inquire about any and everything that my face is on. Rory and Mal weren't wrong for asking Joe for the YouTube splits, but Joe isn't wrong for not giving him any YouTube splits. It's just, how are you supposed to work that into play? And those are the questions that I'm trying to arise. I don't just fill out contracts and sign at the dotted line because they placed it in front of me. If there's something in here that I don't agree with, clearly y'all want me to come aboard because y'all are giving me a contract to begin with. But if there's something in here that I don't agree with, or if there's language in here that I don't understand, A, I'm hitting up my lawyer, and B, if it's something I don't agree with, I'm not signing shit. This is something that I would have inquired about. Hey, is this only American salary? Or is there any place or any chance that this is going to be syndicated overseas? These are questions that you have to ask. And it's one thing when you're going through your first contract renewal. But they've been here 3 years at this point. Flip and Mel been here a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know. I'm just a dumb nigga speculative. I don't know what I'm talking about. I appreciate y'all for turning up on yesterday's video too, man. Y'all been turning up lately for your boy. I'm gonna keep coming with it. I appreciate y'all, man. Stay tuned. Best believe something's coming tomorrow. If you come, you come. I appreciate you. If not, it is what it is. Y'all stay safe. Peace.